So my name is Mike Hoover with Mavi Unlimited Real Estate and Property Management, and today we're going to be talking about what to do when my Denver area tenant stops paying rent. Obviously, this is the worst part of the business. You put a tenant in place, everything seems to be going fine, and then the first of the month comes around, where's my rent check? So we're going to go over just some ways to be proactive and try to mitigate that risk, and what to do once that tenant has not paid. So again, proactivity is sort of the name of the game here. A lot of owners who self-manage go into this mindset of, well, I'm going to work with my tenants. They say they're going to be able to pay, or the tenants come up with this payment plan. They say they'll give me a check once they get paid next month. I'm going to continue to work with them. In my opinion, being proactive means not waiting for the tenant to come to you. You need to go after that tenant and see when you're going to get them caught up. And so if it's the tenant giving you a timeline, the end of the month or in the next month, I just feel like personally you're not being very proactive by saying that that's okay. I would say a proactive way to go about it would be, all right, tenant, I'm charging you the applicable late fees that I put in your lease. You need to pay me by this date, or I will be sending this to our attorneys for eviction proceeding. Once that late date is sort of come and gone, that grace period is passed, at that point your first step is going to be to post a 3-day demand for rent or possession. It's a standard form, a carbon copy most of the time, where you fill out what the tenant owes you for rent. There's usually a box to check off additional fees that are incurred if I need to send this to the attorney, and you'll need to tape a copy of that to their door in plain sight. Once that is done, you've got 3 days that need to pass before you can send the form off to your attorneys. And again, that'll sort of start the whole legal eviction process. Our company uses professional eviction attorneys. You certainly can do this yourself. I do not recommend that. We pay our attorneys a filing fee of $245. You pay a little bit more if you're not a client, but again, if you use us, you have that at your fingertips. Highly recommend professional eviction attorneys. They save you a lot of time, a lot of headaches. So once that 3 days has come and gone, you'll have the ability to fax that signed form, again, the copy that you placed on your tenant's door, to the attorneys, and they'll schedule a court date from there. The tenant will be able to appear before a judge and give a reason for not being able to pay, and at that point the judge will either order them out or give them a little bit of a delayed time period. You've got, let's say, 48 hours or a week and a half to pay or vacate, and if that does not happen, they're still there, then at that point you can send it to the county sheriffs for physical eviction. But again, what we're trying to impress here is just the need to be proactive. Let the tenant know that this is not really a game and you are serious about evicting if you need to go that route. You don't want to, obviously, because everybody loses in that sense, but if it's necessary, you are willing to evict. Lots of times tenants will offer to pay less than the full amount that's owed. This is going to be a bit of a personal choice for you. In my opinion, there's a threshold where a tenant owes so much that getting caught up is just not realistic. If it's a $1,000 rental payment and the tenant only has $800, I would probably take that all day long. But if it's a $1,000 rental payment and the tenant's only offering you $200, if you accept that, next month when they now owe $1,800 off of that $1,000 rental payment, are they getting to the point where they're getting so far in debt that realistically getting caught up is just never an option? As a rule of thumb, my motto is it's generally cheaper to work with a current tenant and find a new one, but obviously there's going to be different thresholds with that for every individual tenant and your personal finances as well. So if it's a reasonable amount that the tenant's willing to pay, but less than the full rental amount, if you feel comfortable working with them, by all means, feel free to take less than that. Again, let's use a $1,000 rental payment here, but realize that there's going to be a threshold where the tenant's not going to be able to get caught up, and just watch for that, and don't let yourself get in the trap of letting the tenant incur more and more debt. My name is Mike with Mavi Unlimited Property Management. If you have any questions about the eviction process or anything else related to professional management,